I can probably pick below Oklahoma right now at least 15 teams that would probably beat Oklahoma at Oklahoma's house. What is up, everybody? It is Jake back with Master Football. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to be up to date on all things college football, hit that red subscribe button, hit the like button, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you like EA college football content, go subscribe to my other channel, the MF Film Room. Link is in the description. But enough about all that college football content. Let's go. Okay, so this is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. This is a little bit of a rant. There's not even really a video that we're making here. I absolutely cannot believe that the AP, in all seriousness, with all of the accumulation of all the votes and everything they have, they came up with this absolute piece of crap that they call their AP Top 25 poll. Let's check it out because there's so many issues with this just piece of crap. All right, so here are what the AP poll posted from On3, and you can see it's got all 25 teams up there. And I will say that I think that 1 and 2, I don't have a problem with that. 3, not so much. 4, not. Basically, from 5 on, I've got a bunch of problems with this here. So as you can see, basically what it is that this is a big reason why we need to not have preseason rankings. Preseason rankings throw everybody off. They think every game is bigger than the other game, or these things are way more important than they are, and everybody just gets really stupid because they start to see these little imaginary numbers that they were devised during week 1, 2, 3, or sometimes even like July and August of the preseason, and then we throw off deciding whether or not games are important or not. There is a very clear bias against people who actually watched the games here. As an example, Alabama is the number 10 team in the country. They lost to the number 18 team in the country. Both of the teams have one loss. The number 18 team in the country, Florida State, it doesn't make any sense. Florida State lost to Virginia. Yeah, and Alabama lost to Florida State. Florida State's better. Why are they? Well, maybe if they were playing on a neutral site. No. Unfortunately, one of the biggest issues, I'm telling you right now, it's starting at number 5, especially for anybody who has any SEC hypotheticals, because we all know how you think based off this meme. So this is Barstool Longhorn basically tweeting, "We'd beat Indiana legitimately by 70 points. And then I will say, dude, I did not know how good Indiana Twitter was, but Indiana says another hypothetical win for the SEC. And exactly what it is. The SEC is undefeated in hypothetical situations. If an SEC is unbelievable, but I'm telling you right now, based on the AP poll, the SEC is kind of getting babied. I can probably pick below Oklahoma right now at least 15 teams that would probably beat Oklahoma at Oklahoma's house. I honestly believe right now, remember here, we prevented Florida State from going to the CFP. We put Alabama in and we left Florida State out, despite the fact that Alabama had a loss and Florida State went 13-0 and they went undefeated. We put Florida State out and put Alabama in because Jordan Travis, the quarterback for Florida State, was injured, and we were like, oh well, on a hypothetical field, Florida State couldn't compete, and the logic made a little bit of sense there. What the problem is it doesn't make any sense here, right? And I just made a video about Oklahoma. I just made a video about John Mateer. This is complete BS. Oklahoma right now would lose to Texas A&M, Penn State, Indiana, Texas, Alabama, Texas Tech, Georgia, LSU, certainly lose to Iowa State, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech. They would lose to Michigan. I'm telling you, they would lose to Michigan in Norman if they played again. I am telling you, absolutely right now. So with that, it's so stupid, dude. Right? I mean, honestly, right now, it's very, very clear that the Big 12 and even like the Big 10 teams are getting screwed. Dude. Right now, the number 3 team in the country, Miami, their best win is against Notre Dame, a 3-point win at home. That's good. That's a good win. I mean, Notre Dame, they lost to the number 6 team. They lost to number 3 team. I know that we're kind of using those to justify ourselves. But, they beat South Florida by 37. That was a good win. They beat Florida by, I think, 19. That was a good win, too. Indiana they went into Kinnick Stadium in Iowa and won there on the road. They beat the number 22 team in the country, who just beat USC at their place. They beat the number 22 team in the country, the Illinois Illini. They beat them by 53, but for some reason, Penn State's higher rated than them. Now, I know you might say, oh, well, we got to get the betters. Okay, so what is it? Is it college football has this problem right now. It is a blatant problem. It is ridiculous. What are the rankings? Are the rankings what you've done? Are the rankings how good you are? What are we doing here? I mean, I don't understand this crap at all. Oklahoma is entirely too highly rated. Florida State, even with the loss, should be above Alabama. I don't care what you say. Iowa State is grossly underrated. Missouri is grossly underrated. Georgia Tech is grossly underrated. Texas Tech. Dude, Utah is a really, really good team. Utah just beat the brakes off. I know West Virginia's not a very good team. Utah is a really, really good team. Just went into West Virginia and beat the brakes off of them. Texas Tech completely manhandled Utah in Rice-Eccles Stadium. Texas Tech is, I think Texas Tech right now would beat Texas in a game. They would probably beat Penn State in a game. Well, first of all, it would be a top 10 matchup, so Penn State would lose. So I just do not understand this crap at all. Texas A&M beat an Auburn team, and a decent Auburn team, 16-10. Good for you. High five. Texas Tech clearly is one of the best teams in the country. Iowa State has one of the best resumes in the country. They've beaten 4 Power 4 opponents. They have had a fantastic. No, they haven't beat 4 Power 4 opponents. They beat a Dakota team, and then they beat Arkansas State, and then they beat Arizona, and then they obviously beat Kansas State, and they won, and they beat Iowa. So they have 3 Power 4 wins, and most of these other teams might have 1, maybe even 1 combined against a couple of them. I know Texas's wins have been pathetic. Basically, the best thing that Texas did was they lost at Ohio State by 7. Now, that's a really good loss. They're typically they're a very talented team. But what are we doing? Is this resumes? Is this on the field? Because we're talking out of both sides of our mouth, basically just saying put the SEC, put the Big Ten up top, and basically screw everybody else. Florida State is a better team than Alabama. Sorry, not sorry. I don't care. Oh, they went into Georgia. Georgia's going to pick up a couple other losses down the stretch. Georgia might not even be the best team in the state of Georgia right now. I am telling you, they might not even be the best team in the state of Georgia. They are going to play Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech at the end of the season, and I'm telling you right now, I might take the Jackets, and I probably will take the Jackets. I mean, obviously, there could be injuries in this and that, but this poll, basically from 5 to I'd say about 20, maybe 19, is just an absolute piece of crap. Michigan, obviously, is still a good team. I think Arizona State, they kind of gave them credit, like, oh, yeah, playing at Starkville, night game, crazy game, overtime. They lost. It was a back-and-forth game. They had a good win, comeback win against TCU. I think that Arizona State's not quite the team we expected them to be. Notre Dame, certainly. I mean, Notre Dame beat the brakes off of Arkansas at Arkansas. I'm actually going to go watch Notre Dame this next week. I'm going to go watch my Boise State Broncos. Hopefully, put up at least somewhat of a fight. But I'm looking at this schedule right here. Basically, they're screwing over the Big 12. Florida State and Miami play. Florida State and Miami play this next week. So what happens if Florida State beats Miami, you have to put Florida State above Alabama. I don't care what you say. It is a rule. First of all, you should have done it anyway. Florida State is a better team than Alabama. It just is what it is. Indiana is a better team than Penn State. I think Indiana is a better team than Texas A&M. I think Indiana is a better team than Oklahoma. I think Indiana and Ole Miss would be an awesome game to go watch. Because one thing we have to remember, as much as I like Georgia Tech, but I'm looking at LSU too, like, is beating Clemson a big win? Like, what are we talking about here? I think that Clemson's good, but there's so many questions here. I do think that one thing that really, really can throw this off is preseason rankings, throw everything into a tizzy. Oh, who's the number 1 team? Who's the number 2 team? I honestly want it. The CFP doesn't rank their opponents or doesn't rank their teams until X amount of weeks into the year. I think the AP should do that too. Now, the problem with college football is we've got a bunch of old school systems. For God's sakes, you remember that one lady recently who left certain teams off, and she basically just admitted she never even watched the games. Forgot what the hell her name was, but the problem with college football is that we've got a lot of old aspects of college football that are hurting the sport. I actually think that there's a level of parity and a golden age that's coming. We just got to get all of these dumb practices out. One of them being these AP polls, preseason polls, all this crap, all this where you have somebody who works for Fox, who's paying the Big Ten, who votes up all of the Big Ten teams, somebody who works for ESPN, who votes up all the SEC teams. It's just, anybody looking from the outside looking in would be like, this is the stupidest thing in the world. But here we are, we're living with it. Will this get sorted out in the end? I do think so. But remember, because we live in a world where the playoff is decided by polls, we're always going to have these battles. I am letting you know that the more I want to turn the temperature up on this situation, because this is a battle I'm willing to die on the hill for. It's just the sanctity of the sport, the fact that, Texas, we think they're good. They basically, Texas has a quality loss on their schedule. They have no quality wins. They have quality loss. And that's coming from a guy who just admitted a couple days ago that they're probably going to beat Oklahoma because Oklahoma is missing their quarterback. And if you're missing your quarterback, that needs to be taken into account. I don't care. Oh, well, they did this. They did that. Doesn't matter. John Mateer's going to be gone. Oklahoma's going to beat Kent State. They're going to lose to Texas. We'll see what happens. And then if he doesn't come back, they got to play out South Carolina. They got Tennessee. They got a bunch of tough games coming up after that. They got Ole Miss. Oklahoma right now, the fact that they're number 5 is egregious. The fact that Indiana's number 8 is egregious. The fact that Iowa State is number 14 is egregious. The fact that Texas Tech is 11 is egregious. But that's just me. You guys get in the comments and let me know what you guys think. I told you guys it would be a pretty chill show today. All right, guys, get in the comments and let me know what you guys think. It's just so frustrating. Anyways, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I really appreciate it. So for me, guys, I'll see you guys later. I am out.